Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting edition of Community Report on Channels Television. I'm Victoria Ido. This week's episode is a two-part series on Makoko and the fishing community. This week we'll look at Makoko as a community and some of the things I saw on my journey to the high sea. Welcome to the show. Fishing is both a sport and a business that requires skill and a lot of patience. There are casual fishermen, professional fishermen, and those who fish as a way of providing a livelihood for themselves and their family. Most fishermen have their accommodation located in close proximity to the sea. Makoko is one of those towns located on water where their source of livelihood is fishing. Although most people call this community a slum, those who live here call it the little haven.
We are here 18th century when we are here. My father was born here and I also was born here. And my father was 70 years old when he died. So, and when our father came, he came from because of the fish, because we based on fishing. That we based on fishing. Our women based on frying fish, so to the market. And then they came from Badagi area. When they came, you know, when they are paddle, they are canoe going. When they see some place, they will just relax there. So when they came this area, this Makoko, they saw this area is so distant. They park their boat there and they are starting to relax there. After that, they just put a small house there. So they will go and fish. After when they came back, they park their boat there and relax. So since then, because when I was small like this, here is water. When you go here, we are swimming here that time. When you go down, you will raise your hand will not come up at that time. So we are the one that finished, developed all this area. Developed small. Starting from, you call one place at the Short Street over there. They are the first place that our father living. Our father was living there. Not here, because they are living that Short Street there. That's it. That time when they are, when they are parking their boat there, and because they met one woman that came to them, that buying fish from them. So when the woman came, they came with her family, with their son. That time they are arresting our people. Come on there. They don't like this is something like wahala, like wahala to fight. They are just drawing back. When they drop back to this area here. So and then some egu, they are still there. And the two that we are not going anywhere, they are still there. Some that they don't like wahala, they don't have base here. So that's how we are developing our place from here to the lagoon side.
The area known to outsiders as a slum has 6 distinct villages spread across land and water. Okeagbon, Adogbo, Migbewe, Nyashiwe, Shogunro, and Apollo. The first 4 are floating communities known as Makoko on water. The rest are based on land. Both sides are united by the water, which serves as a settlement for most Ogu fishermen who come to settle in Lagos. As I and my guide walk through this narrow entrance in one of the communities, we're greeted by the unplastered structures turned into shops that house different products like stationeries, eggs, groundnut oil for sale. Then the fog that hits you comes as a surprise, because as it is in the middle of the morning. I try to figure out where the smoke is coming from, but I don't get to see the source. I am told it's from women who engage in business of smoking fish. We arrive at where they call the jetty. Hand-paddled boats are packed at the riverbanks. Young men and some boys wade through the water, carrying passengers from this point to their homes on the sea. Matthew James is a young lad who has been in this line of business for a few years now. He has mastered the art so perfectly, he walks on the boat like it was mere sand.
We carry anytime we carry somebody 5 inside the canoe. Which person, one person 50 naira. If not only one person, carry 200 naira and go and come back. Yes, there are, if some people they go come inside market, go buy something, they come back. We use our canoe carry them go. They go their house.
Young boys are not left out. They are taught to start earning a living by transporting people from one point to the next. Another bodacious element is the number of children that crowd the environment. The abundance of these children unbosoms the fact that their parents have a lot of time on their hands. Little children without any care in the world are seen playing by the riverbanks.
Children alone, thousands children alone. Because I will say one person now, let's say one person now will have 2 wives, 3 wives. And one wife now will deliver that 10, 9, 8. So, so that's and this one also will deliver 8 or 9. I think what's now. So I'm a poor.
First, they can say family plan. Family planning the first.
So, Akpo.
This raises the question on how these children get an education. The poverty level for one cancels out the ability to attend a good functional school. This school right here is one of those schools in this community that caters for the educational needs of the children. Simon Wada is the head teacher of Jesuegwe Nursery and Primary School. He has been running this school since 2011.
We started with the school, and the school is not well organized, but we found some people that came to assist us and renovate the school, but they didn't collect anything from us. So before, the school is for community. We didn't collect money. So we were doing it since those people now go back. So we were now running the school by collecting 50 naira from the students. So that's what we used to pay the teachers. With that, we have been doing a lot of things, and the students, we have a lot of students who are not going to school because they can't afford the school fee.
Parents here seem to have the ability to procreate so easily, but the ability to train these children becomes almost impossible for them, so they rely on charity.
This community, the parents, they have like 5 children, 4 children, but they can't afford to pay for everybody. Like sometimes 5 students, I collected maybe 200 naira and I leave one, so free. So that's what we have been doing. So we just want the students or the people in this community to know the value of education. That's what we're trying to do.
With over 60 pupils in a class, it begs the question, how can the children learn?
For now, we need a sponsor, even though the school is not enough for the children. Like in a class, we have almost 60, and even though the students are very tight, so we want if somebody can come and help us. We have a land that they can help us do another school to support the school. We will be okay with that.
Now it's time to get on the boat. First things first, safety is important.
We are safe, Abi. By the grace of God. Have you ever had any issues before?
This is my first time on a wooden boat, so excuse my skepticism.
Okay, so I have to hook this up here.
Sitting in a wooden boat requires some level of skill, a skill I have to learn fast. First, you put your leg in the middle of the boat, then sit in the middle, holding the railings on both sides for balance. Then spread your legs out on either side of the boat. The boat swaying from right to left, I'm sincerely scared to my bones.
This is the scariest thing in my life.
We move through the wooden structures used as homes. We see children hanging on the edge, watching us in awesome wonder. We see the second school, standing right on water. It is called the floating school. The most mind-blowing for me are young girls selling their snacks while paddling their boat so easily. You think they were born with it. Whether it's
This community also has a clean drinking water system. The pipes are laid under the lagoon beds and they're paid for by members of the community. It is brought in for a meager fee. Residents come here to buy water and transport it on their boats to their locations. As the people try to move around in the floating village, boats glide on the sea, bumping into each other so peacefully you almost would not notice. The sights here are fascinating. Children swimming in this water bothers me, but does not seem to mean much to the kids. Makoko with its sights and sounds may not appear appealing to you when you see it, but the members of this community will die to keep this community together as it is. Even the elderly are not left out of the fun. After the long ride on the sea, we gradually approach the high sea. While some fishermen venture into the sea, others are on their way back after a long night at sea.
Set trap well. Set trap for.
As we glide into the waters, we see Makoko from the eyes of the fishermen. Wooden sharks standing on slits. It is estimated that a total of over 40,000 to 300,000 people live and work in Makoko. The type of catch the fisherman is gunning for will determine the time of the day he sets out. Sometimes they set out in the middle of the night, others very early in the morning, and sometimes they're gone for a couple of days.
We have different type of fishing. Some went to the sea. They spent like 3 days. Some spent 1 week before came back. Some went to the riverside here, around here, and came back that very day. And some also used another tribe like gather wood around here to take this thing, to take net, cover it, and started catching fish. So I think that's and also we also have this thing, fish like the one that inside carton. Our women that buy this one, that one came from imported one. So we call it panla.
There are different types of fishing. Some of the most popular of them are the use of metal hooks suspended by long threads. The fisherman puts an edible bait which will attract the fish. This method is usually the longest and slowest, as you would only catch one fish at a time. Plus, the fisherman would need to travel deep into the sea.
You can see this fisherman now. He's trying to set a hook trap to kill a bokun fish. This is how to set trap to kill a bokun.
Luckily for this elderly man, he's able to catch one not long after he arrives at sea. To use the nets, there is really no need to travel far into the sea. The large net is carefully angled into the sea with some level of expertise, and then a second hand is needed to pull out the catch. Just a few handful of baby fishes are caught. Not a good catch. They would need to try again to get a good bounty. As our journey into the lagoon continues, we meet fishermen whose specialty is crabbing. To catch a crab, you throw in a crab pot attached to floaters and hope for the best. Floaters bounce on the surface of the sea effortlessly, waiting to lure in an unlucky crab. Keeping the nets clean and ready for use is also important, and we meet these young boys under the 3rd mainland bridge cleaning their nets. For a few moments, we take in the sun and enjoy the breeze as it hits our face. It's really beautiful out here.
We'll stop here for today. Next week, we will learn more about some other methods of fishing and its transportation as well as its sale. If you have comments about this program or suggestions, don't hesitate. Send your comments to my Twitter handle at Victoria Ido. And if you missed any parts of the show, you can check it on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching Community Reports this week. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.